Hey guys, so check these out. These are some floral coasters that I made, and I am so excited to show you how I made them. First, start out with these thick coaster molds from Let's Resin. The first layer I'm going to call your anchor layer, and the reason I call it that is because it is basically going to anchor down every single piece of plant or foliage or whatever you decide to use. It's going to anchor it down so that in the next layers that you pour, they don't float up and out of the mold. The flowers that I'm using, I actually dried myself, so I can't link them to a place to purchase them, but this moss I actually purchased from Michael's store. Again, I will go ahead and link down as much links as I can down below so that you can create your own cute floral pieces. Now, a tip that I like to share when you are putting floral pieces together is to assemble everything before you put it in your resin. This helps you visualize how your piece will turn out and prevent you from making mistakes. I like to arrange everything on the table right next to the mold that I am working with, and then one by one place the flowers in my resin. Arranging everything in your little bouquet on the table before you put it in your resin also allows you to see which layers need to be placed down first. For instance, I placed down the yellow flowers, and now I am placing down the purple flowers. I make mistakes often, and this just really helps me to get the look that I want to achieve. Now that my first anchor layer is officially cured, I am going to go ahead and pour my second layer, which is just a clear layer. To pop bubbles, I just use a spritz of isopropyl alcohol. Now when your second layer is tacky and you can form little peaks like this, go ahead and add your third layer. However, for this one, I wanted to go ahead and add these super cute little lunar moths that I got from Moth Myth. These are not real moths, they are made of paper. So now here I am adding my third layer, being careful to not create little bubbles inside the petals of the flowers. If you pour the resin on the outside of the flower and allow it to flow down into each individual petal, it actually helps prevent bubbles by a lot. Now that my mold is completely full, it is time to demold. And what I like to do is leave this little lip here because I like to add a top coat of yet again more clear resin. And having that little lip going around the border of your piece actually helps grab onto the resin and create that super smooth dome finish that we all love on our resin pieces. Now I am going to go ahead and sand the surface of this so that the resin is easier to stick to the surface and create less fish eyes and less runoff. Now unfortunately, the process that I did before this, I forgot to record, and that was applying liquid latex to the bottom of my coaster. The reason I added liquid latex was to protect the surface on the bottom so that I don't have to sand off little resin drips that can occur when you're top coating a resin piece. If you have a latex allergy, please do not use liquid latex. An alternative could be Elmer's school glue. You just let it dry and then pull it off after your resin is completely cured. Now what I am doing is I am moving the resin to the edges of the coaster, and I'm really trying to make it so that that sharp lip that I left earlier catches onto the resin and stops it from overflowing down the sides. And again, I am going to go ahead and spritz some isopropyl alcohol on the surface of the resin just to pop as many bubbles as I can. Now I'm going to repeat the process for my second coaster. I had a happy accident when working with this piece and apparently got some chameleon flakes on the background, and that's what the little purple flecks are, but hey, it looks gorgeous and I'm happy with it. Now, I like to monitor my pieces as they're curing and looking for bubbles, and if I see any, spraying isopropyl alcohol, and if it seems like maybe I didn't add enough resin, I will go ahead and add more. And as resin's curing, it likes to expand and pull and just flow to corners, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing that resin back to the edge because I really do want a smooth, rounded edge on these pieces. It also doesn't help that my table surface and my work surface are not exactly level, so I'm constantly have to monitor them. If you can, work on a level surface. Just trust me, it will save you so much time and effort, and you will just be way happier with the results that you get from your resin pieces. And here are the final results that I am super happy with. Look at how shiny and glossy the surface of these came out and how smooth those edges look. I am so happy with how these turned out, even with these small micro bubbles that I ended up having in this piece. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and if you like what you see, please like and subscribe.